A missing woman
It was a heinous crime.
stalked by a mystery man.
He's a chameleon. He had two faces.
It's a case that will lead investigators on a dark odyssey,
He really thought he was going to outsmart the police.
with a final destination that no one saw coming.
I felt sick to my stomach.
I've never felt that somebody was so guilty of a crime as I did in this.
It's Monday night in Machesney Park, Illinois. Todd and Katrina Smith are hanging out at home.
Everything was great.
In fact, the Lovebirds just returned from an anniversary trip to Washington, D.C., celebrating 7 years of wedded bliss.
On her wedding day, I was happy for them. I was, excited that, this was the person she wanted to spend her life with, and she was going to be able to be a stepmom to his 3 children. Then, he seemed like a good fit for her.
And there's plenty to celebrate, including a possible new job for Mrs. Smith. The 30-year-old HR coordinator lands a huge interview scheduled for the very next morning. And while Katrina finishes up some laundry, she hops on her husband's computer to finalize the details.
There were a string of emails between herself and her new employer.
After confirming her morning meeting, Todd says Katrina heads out to a friend's condo where she's currently house-sitting. The next morning, the 44-year-old insurance and investment broker sends a text to his wife which reads, "Good luck at your interview. You're gonna be awesome." Oddly, Katrina doesn't respond. The day comes and goes and still no word. Todd is getting really nervous. Then suddenly, the phone rings.
I got a phone call on October 23rd, maybe around like 7 p.m., from Todd saying that, he asked me if I had talked to my sister, and I said no. He said she didn't show up for work and he hadn't talked to her since the previous night.
And her big interview, she misses that too.
She's very responsible, so I was immediately concerned. I knew something wasn't right. I felt sick to my stomach.
But just how wrong was it?
I asked him if they had a fight, if there was anything going on, and he said no, everything was great.
So then where is Katrina Smith? Panicked, Todd heads to the sheriff's station.
During the initial interview with Todd Smith, he indicated that Katrina, on October 22nd, Katrina had been there at his house to do laundry, and then she was also going to get on the computer and send some emails out for an interview for a new job.
Investigators checked Todd's computer and confirmed the emails sent from Katrina to her potential new boss.
From the emails that we recovered on the computer, that it shows that she did send out some emails to set up the interview. That was earlier in the day on the 22nd, and then he sends one more last email, and then Katrina responds at 10:54.
Immediately, investigators begin a search of the area. Katrina's family sets up a Facebook page entitled Find Katrina Smith, where they organize volunteer search parties. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Department officially classifies Katrina Smith as a missing person and takes the lead on the investigation.
That was the same night the vehicle was found.
Katrina's abandoned Chevrolet Cruze is discovered at the intersection of Obispo Road and Ventura Boulevard, about 2 miles from her home.
With her car being found, added some urgency to the fact that this isn't just a missing person. There was something definitely not right.
Investigators on the scene believe the car has been wiped clean and towed in for forensic processing. But there's more, a lot more.
Once the vehicle was recovered, there was evidence, or a trail of evidence, that was recovered.
Then, 2 days later, another startling discovery. Local law enforcement and volunteer searchers find Katrina's wallet and cell phone just feet from her abandoned vehicle. And something else.
Bloody paper towels.
Friends and family rally around Katrina's distraught husband, Todd Smith, as he makes pleas for her safe return.
It's been horrible. I just wanted to come home.
He was in the media constantly every day. He would conduct daily interviews practically with the news media.
With Katrina's husband and family seemingly making every effort to find the missing Illinois woman, authorities begin to speculate.
It was a stranger who perhaps broke into the home, or who perhaps stalked her. Maybe it was someone from her church who stalked her.
In fact, there was an acquaintance from church, a juvenile who knew the Smiths through a church youth group. And get this, just 2 years before Katrina went missing, this peeping Tom was charged with allegedly stalking the Smiths' neighbor by peering through her bedroom window. Coincidence?
She knew that somebody was following and watching her.
Was this peeping Tom stalking their neighbor, or was he stalking Katrina? Coming up, could this peeping Tom be responsible for Katrina's disappearance? Or someone else maybe? Perhaps a secret lover?
A boyfriend that Katrina Smith had started seeing on the side.
With a violent past.
A domestic issue with his wife.